Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, I'd be sitting down here talking to myself. First, let me start out by saying and giving a shout out to Mark Simpson, who is in England at 2 a.m. Dude, what's wrong with you? You're staying up till 2 a.m. to listen to a dude with a voodoo doll? And they say I'm crazy. Now, hope you guys like it. Been doing some work. You've seen some videos and stuff out there. Got a bigger desk here for the Jobu Sports Report because, like the Dallas Cowboys, we are growing and trying to bring you guys the best coverage on the Dallas Cowboys. And today's one of those days that you just don't want to report some of the stuff that you hear and hope that it's more of the BS. So, for all of you guys that are new, weren't around here last season and stuff, let me tell you about Jobu. Jobu, it may be crazy. You know, a 52-year-old man with a voodoo doll. I know, it sounds crazy. But all I can say is that since the time that I've had Jobu, I've had a lot of good things that have happened. And a lot of times I kind of look with a little side eye, kind of like, because some things happen, and it's kind of like, did that really just happen? Because the chances of some of the stuff that happened are really bizarre. Let me give you an example. At the Super Bowl, to get into First Take, you literally had to be there at 4 o'clock in the morning to get in line. I went to a thing the night before, and I just didn't feel like sitting in line for 4 hours. So I went down there hoping to catch a glimpse of Dak Prescott, in which case I got there, and 10 minutes later, here's Dak Prescott walking 20 feet away, into the show. To make it even crazier, I'm talking to a fan who came up and said, "Man, Mark, I watch your show. I love it and everything else." So I'm talking to him and yada, yada, yada. Next thing I know, I'm swept up with the crowd to be in the introduction for First Take. To make the story even crazier, after we do that introduction, here's Stephen A. Smith walking through, fist pumping everybody, and Jobu's arm gets stuck in his shirt, and it looks like he's punching Jobu in the face and knocks him to the ground. And it's one of those things that, how the hell did that happen? So to appease the gods, we're trying to go all out right now. We're going to make sure Jobu has his refill. Jobu's got his chicken wings. And in fact, I'm going to pour myself a little bit of a refill because after the news we've been getting, I think all of us need to pour a refill. And we're going to go ahead and get Jobu a Cuban cigar. So that way, Jobu, I hope you're happy. So it may be crazy that I believe in Jobu. Hey, whatever floats your boat. So what I reported earlier today is Adam Schefter said Zeke Elliott could be facing a possible suspension. And it's crazy. The whole idea of this thing is really crazy because he hasn't been arrested, hasn't been convicted of anything, and there's so many holes in this woman's story that you think that she was a piece of Swiss cheese. I'm hoping that it was just Adam Schefter putting this out there so that way people will be talking about something in this lull. Kind of like the whole Tony Romo was getting traded to Washington and Kirk Cousins was getting traded to 49ers that got put out there by the talking heads. I'm hoping that this is that kind of scenario because I find it hard to believe that with all the people the Cowboys already have suspended, that literally they would suspend Zeke Elliott for the opener against the Giants, which would probably be the biggest game opening weekend. Would the NFL really do that? I don't know. I'm praying that they're not because we've already gotten a lot of people we've already lost. And this whole thing is just getting to be ridiculous. So let me give some shout outs to you guys. I've been kind of running here. Jacob Hanley, I don't remember you in here. Welcome to the show. Devin O'Leary, how about them Cowboys, buddy? You're always in here. I have not forgot about you, man. Just life has been crazy, and I started working on it, and it'll get to you soon. Snap Johnson, he better not get suspended. I agree with you. Zeke's news is not good. Well, it's not good at all. The thing that, if you watch the video I posted earlier, it kind of miffs me because of Frank Clark. Frank Clark pled down with a no contest because he knew he was going upriver. He proceeded to last year go after a reporter who reported back about this case. And yet, the NFL didn't do anything against that guy. The Giants had a guy who was convicted, and until scrutiny came about, they didn't do anything about him. Why is it that Zeke Elliott, who hasn't been convicted, who the police said, we've looked into this, there's no evidence of anything happening, it was turned over to the district attorney. The district attorney said, there's nothing here that we can go ahead and prove. So, if the police department can't find anything and can't bring charges, how is it the NFL can when there's nothing there? Because here's what we've got. We got her first coming out on Instagram saying that she's been abused for months. Then that story went to, I just couldn't take it anymore. He threw me across the room and the coffee table, and he choked me, and I was gasping for air. Okay. Then the story went, he beat me in the car. But yet, one of the people, her friend, was in the car with her, said it didn't happen. Said that in a sworn affidavit that she signed, says, we were at this club. We left. Another woman came up. They got into a fight. I broke it up, grabbed her wrist. We got into the car, and she started telling me about a party at Zeke's. Now, remember, she said she was his live-in girlfriend. But when they arrived at the party, they were the first ones there. They had to wait outside. So if you lived with Zeke and you guys shared an apartment, how come you don't have a key? So Zeke rolls up in the passenger seat. Another woman's driving his car. She gets out of the car, starts yelling at this girl. And the sworn affidavit says that Zeke and the girl went on into the house to the party. Didn't say anything to her. Didn't touch her. And says that Zeke never did anything to her, period. And she did say, I will ruin you. Okay, so we've got all of that happening. All of that in sworn affidavit. Zeke supposedly has turned over his phone records where it has text messages that say, I will ruin you. Now, I understand how it looks with the Boobygate and him partying. If they suspend him, it's more of just sending a message because we don't like you and you being out there showboating. Because what we've got here doesn't hold water. What we have here is his word against hers, and hers has got holes all through it. So if somebody explain to me how it's possible that the NFL can suspend him for anything. That's what I want to know. Not when you have guys who are drunk driving or girlfriend drunk driving, have drugs in the car, and hit people at a club in Dallas. People aren't talking about that one. How is it Frank Clark, who pled down to no contest misdemeanor for abusing his girlfriend, never got suspended? How is it my man in Kansas City, who just got drafted, hit a woman in the face? I haven't heard about him being suspended, but we're talking about Zeke Elliott? Okay, so that's where we are with that situation. Something should happen sooner than later, I would think. They've already started doing a few suspensions earlier today, and maybe it'll come this weekend before it's all the weekend's over. NFL reminds me of trunk full of shit. Wow, Victor. Easy. It's the NFL. Yeah. And I know that the trolls are happy as can be about that whole idea, but it's like bit by bit. They're kind of hitting us pretty hard. Now, hopefully, Law Nation may be joining us because we definitely got this to talk about, along with plenty of other stuff with our Dallas Cowboys. Yes, Mike. You got some other news over there? Okay, my son Michael, who is a Dallas Cowboy fan, believe it or not, he actually told me about doing a Patreon. I hope, Patreon, whatever it is. Okay, but I've done actually a Patreon channel. I still have to finish working on it and stuff because how about them Cowboys?
One hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Thank you. How about them Cowboys? Yeah, I was going to get to that topic, man. You're reading my mind. But before I get to talking about Charles Haley, my homeboy, Charles Haley, right there, that's an autographed jersey that he signed for Joe Boo. Started a Patreon channel because a page because I am working on the Joe Boo Mobile Man Cave. You guys have got me hooked. I'm flat out addicted to you guys. It doesn't matter what time, day or night, I'm working, not working, or whatever. I'm freaking addicted to this because I enjoy talking to all you guys. And the football season is finally here. I've rebuilt the desk. I've got a whole new stand over here. I'm going to be getting a new computer so that way the live stream will be clearer and I'll be able to do a lot more stuff, although that might not be a good thing because I'm old and ugly. But be that as it may, I am working on upgrading everything because I am out to become the best Dallas Cowboy YouTube channel out there, and I'm out there to beat ESPN. That's right, I'm out there to beat ESPN. Not that that's real difficult right now because they're kind of beating themselves. But be that as it may, start a Patreon page because I'm looking to grow this and to eventually get a mobile man cave, and we are going to start tailgating. And I'm hoping to start my first tailgate at the LA Ram Dallas Cowboy preseason game. I'm going to go to training camp for a couple practices, and we'll be at that game. And so any of you guys that are out there in LA, I'm hoping that you guys will come out to that game. We'll tailgate together. We will live stream, and we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. I'm thinking in my mind a lot of different contests and stuff like that. And depending on how well it does, what I may end up doing is having a contest of a ticket giveaway where it's me, Michael, Jobu, and you all tailgating and going to the Dallas Cowboy game together. But we'll see how that works out. Like I said, I'm about spreading the mojo and including you guys because I'm addicted to you, flat out. Now, back to my man. How about them Cowboys? He brought up about Charles Haley. Now, Charles Haley, him and I go back. I was on the team at JMU with Charles Haley, and it showed me what it takes to become a professional football player. At the time when we were playing with him, we never knew that he'd become a Hall of Famer and a guy with 5 rings, but he truly did, and he was a beast. But what Charles said is, Dak Prescott, the guy a lot of you trolls out there say is just a dink and dunk quarterback and really is isn't all that, and he's RG3. Well, one of only 2 players in the NFL that have 5 Super Bowl rings, who's played with Charles Hale. I mean, played with Joe Montana, Steve Young, and Troy Aikman, says that Dak Prescott reminds him of Joe Montana. Okay, Law Nation, you there? We got Law Nation calling in. Hopefully we got this straightened out. Law, are you there? Okay. Don't have a video feed from you, Law. Okay, we're trying to get Law Nation in the house because we definitely got to talk about Zeke Elliott. He's probably going to try and call back in. Law, If you're there, try and call back in. I'm not getting a video feed from you. So Charles Haley says that Dak Prescott reminds him of Joe Montana. Now, if he reminds you of Joe Montana, a guy who's got 5 rings, that's saying a whole lot because he's played with 3 guys that are all in the Hall of Fame. And for Charles Haley to say he's that good, that means a hell of a lot. So I feel good about Dak Prescott, but then I've been feeling good about Dak Prescott for a long, long time. All right, let's see if we've got Law Nation. I hear him. There he is.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
You got it, Law. You're in the house, man. Everybody, welcome Law Nation in the house. My man is growing like crazy, and if you don't know him, you don't know anybody, because Law Nation is doing a roundtable with a lot of other great Dallas Cowboy bloggers and stuff, and I am truly blessed to have him here on the show. And we are talking about what else? The Dallas Cowboys and the drama that is ours. Law, I got to tell you, what do you think about the whole Zeke Elliott thing? Do you think it's just Adam Schefter trying to get some clicks, or do you think that there's something going on with that?
Man, it's so crazy. I think Adam is trying to just I think he's trying to get some money, trying to get some clicks, because I'm just looking at this thing all together. I didn't hear an announcement from the NFL. I looked at the other guys on the ESPN channel. Well, not the ESPN, NFL Network. They didn't say anything. So
Yeah.
I just think that he's just trying to drum up some drama. But I just hate this thing altogether, man. It's just silly.
Well, I did a couple videos today, and I was talking here a few minutes ago about the whole case in general. The case has got more holes in it than a piece of Swiss cheese. Her story has changed so many times, and I have been working with some people who have been victims of domestic abuse. And when you hear the 911 call, she sounds like a valley girl. Yeah, I was just wondering. I filed a domestic violence case, and I'm checking the status of it. And they're like, "Are you okay? Are you?" "Oh yeah, he's here." And do you need help? Do you need to go out? "No." "Well, I'll talk to you guys later. And it's kind of like, wait a minute. When I was dealing with a friend who was hit by her husband, she was hysterical, crying, scared to death and everything else. She came knocking at my door. I'm scared to death and everything else. We called the police. And I'm just saying, I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, but looking at that and looking how the story went from I being abused for months, where I finally got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, then it was I was being abused for a week and thrown across the room, to then I was beat up in a car, and then there's 4 witnesses who say, nah, that didn't happen, including her best friend who said she was in a fight in the parking lot. So what is it that the NFL could be investigating that the police, the district attorney, and all of Ohio couldn't find?
It's crazy, man. You know what I'm mad about?
What's that?
Everybody got, just go ahead and poke you guys a shot, man. I don't know. Everybody in the comment box, go ahead and pull you up. It's Friday. We need to get lit. We need to get live. We need to get out there on the Twitterverse, and everybody need to tweet Adam Schefter to shut his mouth up. And we need to tweet out them women groups that out there saying that, oh, we need to take care of the women. Everybody need to tweet the women group to go find this young lady. If she's lying, if she got things out there creating falsified stories to sully and denigrate Zeke the Freak's name, then she needs to be held accountable for that. Because I'm tired of this stuff, man. This is just BS. This case is older than my child. My child was 9 months old. This case is older than her.
Yeah. To me, it's crazy because of the length of it. Okay, I understand you want to do due diligence on this, and you want to make sure that everything is taken care of. To me, when you look at some of the other cases, like I've been talking about Frank Clark, he pled guilty. We know he was guilty. He pled down to a lesser charge because he knew he was going upriver. Okay, he got kicked off of his team in college, but nothing happened to him. So why is it where there's not even a case or charges brought up that we're talking about this guy being? I'm just mystified on this one. I've got to the point where maybe there really is some bias by the NFL against the Cowboys, if this in fact is what it is. Now, maybe they're keeping the case open because they're saying, well, it's not just that, it's a pattern of behavior. We had the whole booby gate, he's out partying and stuff, and we just kind of want to say that we're keeping our eye. That may be the case with the NFL, and it may be just some BS from Adam Schefter, because we do know Adam was part of that whole Mike Farello going after Dez Bryant with the video that is 10 times worse than Ray Rice. I don't know if you remember that, but Mike Farello went on the air and kind of said that, yeah, we've been looking into the situation, and there might be a tape out there of Dez Bryant that's 10 times worse, and all of a sudden that opened up the floodgates. And when Adam Schefter was asked about that, he said, yeah, we've been spending a lot of time on that situation there and investigating it. But to my knowledge, nobody ever said, sorry, we were wrong about that. So maybe this is just the same old hacking TMZ crap that we're getting for clicks.
It is, man, and I hate this whole mantra of the Cowboys got trouble players and stuff like that. You got the Garyon Conley out there. You got the Tyreek Hill. You got the Caleb Bentley, I think that's his name. All these guys. And, of course, I do know we got the Jordan Lewis situation, and which could be another falsified issue with this thing. And the craziest thing about it with the Jordan Lewis, this girl, this is her second time having this type of situation with Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis needs him another lady friend.
Well, here's planning on doing a video. I don't know if any football players ever listen to me or anything else like that. But here's what you got to understand. These women out here, they're going to look good. I mean, they're going to look good. Now, listen, ladies groups, don't protest me. Don't get mad at me or anything like this. I'm just putting it out there the way it is. But when you are young, good-looking, got a whole lot of money, and an NFL player, women are going to come after you and to latch their hooks onto you. Be that to be your baby mama, to be your girlfriend, whatever, and they will do anything they can to hold on to you. And if that means selling your reputation, they will do that. And so, guys, you got to look past that sexy booty, knowing that she's wearing the freaky drawers and everything else, and realize, let me stop for a second, because she might be crazy. Because it can be more than just your reputation. In some cases, it could be your life. Ask Steve McNair that one. Oh, we can't. He was killed by her.
Yeah, that's sad.
You know, and I'm putting it out there because it's great being an NFL player. It's great to have that fame, that popularity. But people are out there to take you down and take what you got. And behind every smile, it's not just a person that just loves you. It's about a person that may also be the one that ruins your career. And that's my take, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yes, indeed, man. It's crazy, man. That's a good take, though, Mark. Yeah, I'm just tired out time after time hearing this type of stuff. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for the football. I'm ready to hear some live action out there, some helmet to helmet clash action out there. I'm ready to see Xavier Woods come down in a box and hit somebody.
I would so much rather report about somebody getting knocked out in practice, you know, some great deep pass play. But at least we can finally say that we made it through the offseason, and because there was so much drama here that it seemed like it went by fast. I'm happy that we're going to actually be finally talking about people on the field. Now, the only question will we actually have a team to play come September with all the suspensions that are over our head?
What do you say now?
I said the question will we actually still have a team to play with come September the way we're going at this rate? I mean, it's possibly we could have 4 guys not there.
True that.
And I still find it hard to believe, because in the end, it's all about the money. Let's be honest. The NFL is about the money. And September, Dallas Cowboys versus Giants. The Cowboys played fantastic last year, but the only stain was those 2 games from the Giants. That game is going to be huge. And to think that Zeke Elliott wouldn't play in that game? Come on. The NFL's got to be looking and saying, do we want to, cut off our nose to spite our face? I can't think that they would really want to do that.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to do that. They wouldn't want to do that at all. But I just ready for this stuff to get over with altogether. And we know that I told you earlier. Damian Wilson lawyers now are saying that this story is never going to end. Damian Wilson lawyers are saying that now he's been falsely accused. So I mean, it's
But
time out for all this stuff. It's
okay,
crazy.
yeah, but here's the thing though about Damian Wilson. Okay, Damian Wilson already said, tweeted out, "My words got me in trouble." So you admitted that you did something right there, and then we get the story out that I wanted to hit her. It's kind of hard now to kind of say that, oh, he's innocent of all charges when he's already come out his mouth and said, I wanted to hit her, and my words kind of got me in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what to say on that one. That's one of those ones that you're better off just walking the heck away.
Right. And it may be a situation where they're going to sell out of court, or it may be a situation too as well, whereas he can argue or lament the fact that he wasn't Mirandaized.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get Mirandaized, and whatever he say cannot be used against him unless an attorney or a lawyer or somebody like that is present. So he can find that little slip and hole and say, well, I was never Mirandaized, and no
Mm-hmm.
one told me that I had the right
To
an
remain
attorney. No one
silent,
told me
yeah.
I had the right to remain silent, and anything I say or do can be used against me in a court of law. So he could lament the fact that I was disoriented when they approached me. I was talking about a later incident
Mm-hmm.
that happened, so he can weasel his way out of it. But looking at how Commissioner Gordell
Well,
handled the situation,
if we're
he is
talking about
there,
Zeke, who didn't get charged with anything, possibly being suspended, what hope does he have? Sorry. Okay, look, he ain't got no hope as far as I go. I'm seeing some breaking news here from somebody that, and I don't know if this is true, that EDP's channel got shut down. Is that true? Boy, you poor Eagles, you'll really be hurt without him. And I want to give a shout out because I see a lot of people from other teams. I see Holy Ways 15 in the house. I see Jag the Jester in here from Jacksonville Jaguars. You guys got a real player that I wish were on the Dallas Cowboys, Calais Campbell. He just got married last weekend, so make sure you give a shout out to him. We got Curtis. We got Jackie Smith. How you doing, Jackie, tonight? Snap Johnson. A lot of new faces in here. Welcome to the Jobu Sports Report. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu. And, of course, this is Law Nation, and we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And finally, next week, the Rookies Report. And we are headed to Oxnard on the 24th. And my son, Michael, here. It's true. EDP. Breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. EDP
That's the story of my life.
has now been shut down.
Wait a minute. How does he tell shut down? I'm on it right now. You got 201,000.
Well, my son just went on his no content on his page there. Okay, at least that's what my son was just showing me, and somebody else put it on there. Probably too much cussing, I guess. I don't know, but hey.
Oh, yeah, I don't see no content. Well, let me tell the playlist.
He got in trouble for something.
Yeah, I don't see none of his videos. I don't know how these videos are here 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 7 years ago.
EDP has been shut down. Okay. We'll have to get back to you on that one. So, is that bigger news than Zeke Elliott? I don't know. EDP was growing pretty big, and I know how much you Eagles love misery, and you definitely got plenty of that with him.
You know, I did a video, and I got hit up with a guy named the Mighty E-Rock from the Eagles. His page pretty good though. I don't know if he only got like 4,000 subscribers, but
only 4,000. Okay, but yeah. But make sure you guys give all the YouTubers out there some love and stuff because everybody works hard to try and give you guys the best content and stuff that they can. And we got Jeremy.
One hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
He said, "Hi, Mark, the Philadelphia Eagles video maker. Think the Dallas will be in the dumpster this year. What we have is a far." What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. This from a team that was in the dumpster last year. That's okay. That's cool. Let people think what they can think because I think everybody's trying to get in as much garbage and trash talking as they can right now from the talking heads and stuff like that. Because I'm going to say this, and I probably will jinx myself, but I honestly feel really good about the Dallas Cowboys. I feel good because the team has a future. I can't say that we'll win the Super Bowl this year. I can't say that. But I know that we have our opportunities too, that we have actually started to build something good. The question, of course, that I always have, and Mike Lombardi, former GM, came out and started talking about it. The same thing I kind of talked about as well is the question mark is coaching. We can't change the coach now. There ain't nothing we can do about it now. So I'm throwing my support behind Jason Garrett. We'll see where we are at the end of the year and go from there. I'm hoping that he's worked a little harder. He's calmed down a little bit so when he's under pressure that he can take it. I'm hoping that we'll get the right calls. I'm hoping that he will be more involved in situations and kind of grab the bull by the horns and be the man. I think too many times Jason Garrett has deferred to others and just kind of let things kind of go. I'd like to see him, doesn't matter what the stamp is, just put your stamp on it and say, this is my damn team right now. And this is the way we're going to go. And try and get everybody to follow him. I just don't see that with him. I just want to see some fire out of him. I'm tired of, we'll get him next time. I want to see him passionate. I want to see him getting mad at somebody. But, that's me.
Well, he's not going to get a lot of fire and brimstone with Jason. Oh, reliable Jason, I guess, But it's crazy, man. It's just one of those things where it's who's going to want to coach for JJ,
Well, if Zeke, that's a great point, Space Cowboy 17. If Zeke gets suspended, this is going to be the equivalent of the Slate Gate, and hopefully the result the same. Also, thanks for the shirt. Space Cowboy, I'm glad you like the shirt. Send me a picture because I'd love to see you guys in it. And hopefully we'll end up doing some tailgates and stuff together. I would love to see a lot of you guys all together. I definitely want to be tailgating with my man Law Nation over here and having just a big old party before the game and watching our Dallas Cowboys kick another team's ass. But thanks, Space Cowboy. If I missed some of you guys' super chats, I've kind of changed the setup here. I've got a whole lot of stuff that's going on, and there's a lot of stuff rolling through here, and I'm kind of a one-man show, so forgive me. It's not intentional or anything like that, and I'm trying to get some of the comments, but they're kind of rolling through really quick, and it's hard to see with what's going on. How about a moment of Mr. Sherman? How about a moment of silence for EVP? No. Snap Johnson, definitely. Like I said, guys, I'm planning on trying to do as many Dallas Cowboy games and stuff together, and doing some nice tailgates and things as much as possible. So hopefully we'll be able to see a lot of you guys because, like I said, I'm addicted to you guys. Law Nation is definitely going to be at some of these, and I'm going to try and work out my schedule so that way we can try and do some broadcasts together. What is your thoughts on the season? How do you envision the season going?
I still have us going 12-4 or 13-3. I know Sarah got us going 15-1. I think Sarah got us going, but if she's in the chat box, I just really think that if we can just, this next year, my guy Dak Prescott is going to step it up. Zeke is still going to do his thing. He's going to shut up all the naysayers, especially everybody saying that DJ, he's the best running back in the league, and Le'Veon Bell is the best running back in the league. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, you guys are comparing a rookie running back to those who already been in the season. So watch this year. Zeke is going to hit the floor, and he's going to make it happen.
Well, we get a shout out for Jeremy. Yeah. If Jason Garrett got fired, what coach would you like to see for the Dallas Cowboys?
The Michigan coach.
Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh?
Yeah, he'd be the only guy that I know that can probably be integrated as far as the youth of the team.
Wow.
He already knows
I hadn't even thought about.
He already knows Jordan Lewis. He already knows a few other guys that's on the team. So I just think that he will probably, and he already pretty much, if he can put, what's the guy, Colin Kaepernick in that situation to win, I know that he can put Dak Prescott. So I think that he would be the only coach that I would really go out there and take a peek at. If not, then I'll get Jason Garrett's a coach that he looked after from Alabama. I forgot his name.
Saban?
Yeah, Saban. Jason Garrett worked for Nick Saban
Yeah.
for a year and a half down in Alabama. So
Yeah, but Saban, when he came to Miami and walked away, I'm not sure that if he would be the one.
yeah,
But that'd be
but
interesting.
Saban didn't have this offensive line that we have, and
That's
Dak
true.
Prescott down in
That's
Miami.
true.
So
Holy Ways 15. You're saying the Cowboys aren't going 12-4, 13-3. What is your team going to do this year? That's what I want to know. You keep talking about what the Cowboys aren't going to do. Tell me what your team's going to do. Because, see, I follow everything with the Dallas Cowboys and all that. I know the Cowboys inside and out. You go ahead and enlighten me why your Eagles are going to be so good. Saban wants to stay in Bama. Those guys want their hands in the pot. Yeah, and Jerry can't handle that. That's true about that. Happy clapper. I like that. But you're right, Ricardo. Harbaugh is definitely a fiery coach. And see, that's what I like. I like a coach that gets in your face. I'm kind of old school because I was used to coaches always cussing you out and you being scared to screw up. This whole thing of pat on the back, little league stuff, to me, I'm just kind of like, come on, kick somebody's ass. But like I said, I'm old, so maybe that's just me. Urban Meyer, okay, that wouldn't be a bad one.
Yeah, somebody said Les Miles and Bob Stoops. Bob Stoops couldn't even turn around. Well, he when the last time he won. And Les Miles, we saw what he did with like less talent on his team. He just really can't really get his team to go. So unless he eat grass, so I don't know, man. It's just one of those things that it's just crazy.
Okay.
Give me the clapper, I guess.
Yeah, the clapper. Just sometimes I just see him on the sidelines and it's just like, oh God, here we go. Please let it come. Don't come down to something. Please don't let it come down to something. That's got to be a coaching decision. As a plan B, Les Miles or Bob Sloop. Okay. Breaking news: EDP just got locked up. Okay, that would be funny. Lovey Smith. Lovey Smith. That'd be interesting. Lovey didn't really get a chance with Tampa Bay. I think that was a mistake for them firing him after basically 1 year with a team that had already been a dumpster fire and not really given an opportunity. Especially when you look at a guy like Chip Kelly, who basically took all kinds of talent in Philadelphia and just fire sailed them with all these crazy trades, and then instantly got a job with San Francisco and screwed that place up. And yet people were talking about him getting another job right after that. So yeah, I can say Lovey Smith should get an opportunity to coach.
Man,
but he won't. But yeah,
JJ not gonna give Lovey Smith a chance, nor Dungy. None of those guys, man. It's just a farce, man, for us to think that he's gonna get them guys out there on the field. If anybody, he's gonna give Matt Eberflus a chance at it, or Dan Campbell, or somebody like that. He's not gonna.
Will McClay for coach. Now, I don't think I'd want to give up Will McClay being in the scouting department. Although I think that after this season, that Jerry Jones is going to have to come up big for Will McClay, because there's a lot of teams that would be willing to pay him a boatload of money to be a GM, and I'm surprised that we didn't have people coming after him last year. When you start looking what he has been able to build from the offensive line and all of these first rounders, we have more Pro Bowl players over the last 6 years than anybody else. We just haven't been able to win the big one, but he is getting the talent on the field, and it's just a matter of we need to get that talent coached up. So if Will McClay, I don't think becomes general manager or gets a Brinks truck backed up to his house, he may be gone, but I don't know that he's ready to be a coach. Scouting and coaching are two totally different things. And I'm told by one of the fans out there who actually knows Will McClay that Will McClay has actually seen some of the videos in here, which I can't verify that, but that's kind of cool. So Will McClay, big fan of the work that you're doing. Appreciate if you want to get a shout out. And if you ever want to come on the show, we're here for you, buddy. That's just my little shameless plug there. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to get to a couple of these questions, but they're going through real quick. Law, what do you have coming up next couple of videos for our fans? Kind of give them a little preview.
I was gonna do a highlight, like a hype video. I'm in the process of working that out. I'm just waiting for the NFL to release their all 22 films, and they did an update, so I'm not able to get the films like I want to from the NFL. They said it's going to be another 2 or 3 weeks or more
Uh-huh.
before they release the film. So now I'm just sitting back waiting, But I'm gonna do like a little quick, like a motivational type of video next. But
Cool.
that's what I'm working on now.
Yeah, so make sure any of you guys that are watching that haven't subscribed, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, be sure to subscribe to Law Nation because my man he's off the chain. He does. I've kind of got my thing where I'm just kind of talking and Mark talk. I just get in here and just start talking on the camera. Law ends up breaking down all the film and everything else and really digs in deep with all the highlights and stuff. And you will really be a much better football fan by watching his videos. So be sure to check him out and be sure to go ahead and show him some love on there.
Hey, Mark, before you quit on this right here, I just want to throw in this right here to answer Manuel Salas that's in the chat box.
Yeah.
He's saying that we still have a shot at the Richard Shermans of the world. Right now, I just don't want Richard Sherman on the team now. He's talking about starting a lockout or whatever you call that, withholding for more money.
Oh.
I'm all down for players to have more money, but I don't want that in my locker room. I'm ready to see football. I don't want people to stop playing. I know the players want money and everything of that nature, but
Yeah.
if you wanted to make more money, you should play basketball or you should have went to go play baseball or something like that, but not in football.
Well, here's the thing that actually kind of bothers me, though, and it's funny because a lot of times I think I talked about this in the last live stream, is with the new collective bargaining agreement, there's a lot of guys out there that do a whole lot of work that will never get that income. When you think about the whole way the rookie situation is, that rookie contract and being slotted, you're basically locking a guy up for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He can't negotiate. He can't change what he's getting paid. A guy like Dak Prescott's getting $600,000. That's chicken feed. What happens if after 3 years and he plays real well, takes the team to the Super Bowl? Hypothetically, what happens if he breaks his leg and can't ever play again? That's it. And when you think about the average career in the NFL is a little over 3 years, some of these guys never have the opportunity to get to that second contract. And it seems like when you overperform as a rookie or a second-year player, there should be some way that you should be able to get really paid. And as much as I don't like Odell Beckham, the fact that he's getting what he's getting and he's one of the top wide receivers in the NFL is kind of a tragedy.
Well, let me throw this in, Mark, before you elaborate a little bit more on that. It's the Sam Bradford effect. You remember a lot of veteran players was upset, butthurt about Sam Bradford getting the $52 million guaranteed contract or something like that.
Well, I believe, he was definitely overpaid, and I agree. But they kind of swung it too far in the other direction there, where basically you got free labor. When you got guys that are getting $600,000, you got free agents that are getting 10 and 15. There's something wrong with the system there. And when you look at what these guys do to stay on the field and what they're taking off for their life, their quality of life, after 50, 60 years old, some of these guys are done. Between dementia, between the bad knees, hips, and everything else, I don't want my Cowboys to overplay players, but you got to look at these guys. They are doing a hell of a lot for our entertainment, and a lot of them are just getting screwed.
Yeah, but it's just how it goes. If they would have paid, like Mike Conley, we will go to basketball. Mike Conley for the Memphis Grizzlies. I think he was the first guy to get one of those very big, rich max contract for the NBA. It was like $250 million guaranteed. What happened with the NBA? They was like, okay, cool, he got his money. I'm next in line. They got to pay me more than this guy. So if the veteran players never was crying and upset about Sam Bradford's contract, then when the next season, when you got the other quarterbacks come up, when let's say for instance Tony Romo's contract was up, or who else, anybody who was during that time, Joe Flacco's of the world, they will be able to ask for more because they say, look, you paying this rookie $50 million guaranteed. Now you got to owe me at least $80 million guaranteed. So it would have naturally drove the price up. But by them going in, reconstructing the rookies' contracts like that, and the cap to everything, it kind of degraded and sullied the whole entire salary cap to a point where this is the max dollar amount that you can get when you're coming in as a rookie. And now we have the 5 year, we can put a tag on you for 5 years. Now now you're stuck like Chuck unless you're gonna do
Yeah.
the holdouts and stuff like that, which is gonna your football lifespan is not as long as basketball per se.
No, not at all. And in some cases, I
Hmm.
mean, you're always one play away from being, end of your career. But yeah, basketball is way out of whack. But then you only have 12 guys on a team versus having 53, and you don't have the attrition that you do in football, where literally you're losing 20% of your team every season. So it's kind of not really apples to oranges. Um,
And low key, if the Cowboys have a strike or they have a lockout or something like that, I'm gonna suit up. I'm gonna see if I can get my number 37, and I'm gonna need some pads. I'm gonna try to run out there.
oh, the replacements. There you go.
The replacement. They're gonna say, "Look at all nation out there."
All right. Well, if they want to sign my old ass, I'll be more than happy to walk in that tunnel just one time in my life. I'd die a happy man. Oh man. Okay, so I think it was Sandman was asking, who do you see starting in our secondary this year?
Oh man, Jordan Lewis is gonna be starting out there if he can get rid of his trial, Cheeto Bay, Ouzier. He's gonna be out there.
Mm-hmm.
DB, Anthony Brown, believe it or not, quote unquote, Nolan Carroll, DUI, driving without a liquor license type of guy gonna be out there. We're gonna have those guys that start.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll have actually a good rotation of stuff. They're going to be young. They're going to make mistakes and stuff, but I think, I've said it for years, the key will be a pass rush. If we can get a pass rush, it's going to take that much pressure off of those guys, and we're going to need one with some of the quarterbacks that we're facing. Okay, here's a crazy question for you. When you're looking at the schedule, what team do you think is going to be the toughest matchup?
Oh man, Denver. We're gonna have to figure out a way how we're gonna stop that edge rush coming off that line. They got a good defense. What's your name is very sticky. Talib, or how do you say his name is,
Yeah.
and Chris Harris.
I think
Those guys are going to be a very good chess matchup for my sophomore quarterback.
I feel that our Cowboys actually will match up well with our tackles that we have because I think Lyle Collins is going to be a hell of an improvement over Doug Free, and I think that was actually our Achilles heel in our offense. When you look at some of the turnovers that Dak Prescott made, it was Doug Free's guy coming around the corner and swiping the ball. When you look at some of the big plays that were called back, it was Doug Free holding or offsides and things like that. And I think Lyle Collins is going to make that much of a difference out there on that edge. When I look at Denver, I look at that team without a quarterback and not much of an offense. So, I think we got a good shot on that game, personally. I don't think that's going to be one of the toughest ones. Now, of course, everybody's looking at Atlanta because they were in the Super Bowl and stuff, but I think Atlanta is actually going to go way in the other direction. I think they're going to have that true Super Bowl hangover. Losing that game the way they did, I think is going to have a negative effect on them. Your thoughts on Green Bay?
That's going to be a good game. It's in Dallas, right?
It's in
That's
Dallas.
one of the games
Yeah.
I'm supposed to probably try to go to that game. So, my dad is a diehard Green Bay fan, so you know how
Oh,
that could go. So we'll figure it out, but that should be still a damn good game. I think we're going to win that game, though. Kansas City, we play Kansas City, so that's going to be a good game, too, as well.
For how about them Cowboys? Actually, that is Joe Boo's Chicken Wings because we're trying to get some extra mojo going for our Dallas Cowboys. We're worried about Zeke Elliott being suspended, and along with anybody else. At this rate, we may see the whole team suspended come September. So we actually have some of Joe Boo's wings. I've actually got the recipe, and I did a video. I just have to edit it. That'll be up on the site because I'm going to start doing some tailgating food and things like that. So we're trying to get Joe Boo ready for the season. He's got his rum, his cigar, and his chicken wings. So it's Joe Boo's Wings, and like I said, you can check out the my YouTube channel. My website. I'll have it up there tomorrow. And also, too, I was telling you guys I've started a Patreon channel because Michael said, "Look, Dad, I want to see you with the Mobile Man Cave, and I want to go to these games and meet all these people as well." So I still have to finish getting that whole thing set up. So if you guys want to go to that to help support the Jobu channel and all that, I appreciate all the help. I'm sorry, Mike? Oh, the link. Yeah, the link is right up here. Right up here. There's the link. I keep forgetting on which side it is, but the link is actually up in there. Von Miller is going to kill Lyle Collins. Okay. We'll see about that, Holy Ways. You guys would know about a quarterback getting killed the way yours keeps getting knocked out.
But shout out to the Eagles, man. The thing is with the Eagles, man, they always play out tough. Yeah, but when they get to the playoffs, they really don't do anything too as well. So, but shout out to them though. I'm really, 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 really waiting to see what Carson Wentz gonna do behind the number one offensive line in the NFL. So, I'm gonna want to see that game. So shout out to you all.
ISG Cryptic said that Daryl Reeves called the Cowboys and said he would sign for the league minimum. I didn't hear that one, but I think Reeves is done personally. I know there was some talk about him, maybe switching to safety, but they're two totally different things, and I'm not sure that he would make a great safety because he's always been that basically cover guy. Being a safety, you're more of a headhunter where you're basically having your eyes ahead and seeing what's going on. Whereas he's been a cover corner where I've got that guy and that's the guy I'm following. So it's not like apples to oranges where you can just get any guy go from corner to safety on there. Now, Law, one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Here we go again. Super chat.
And the only thing else I got to say is,
What are your thoughts about Dak Prescott putting that target on his back and saying that the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East?
I love it. I love a player with moxie, poise, with strong faith and confidence, who can get out there and who's gonna say, "Hey, this team, this is what I'm gonna hold you guys accountable for. The NFC is ours to win. It's not ours to lose, and that's what I like. So for him putting himself out there like that, that means the offensive line is gonna play with an extra chip on him. That means the tight ends are gonna play block. I hope they don't false start. That means the wide receiver is going to do an extra rep out there, get that continuity with Dak Prescott. So those are things that I like when a player get out there and say, "Hey, I'm going to win the NFC East," and then
back
get
it
out
up.
there and say, "I'm going to win the Super Bowl."
Back it up.
Just back it up. That's all I want to hear.
Well, and it's also kind of cool the way he said it. Hey, it was just kind of nonchalant. We're going to win it. It wasn't a whole bunch of trash talking, or anything like that. It was just like, hey, we're going to win it, and being confident in it. Jeremy, it's just straight up Law Nation. That's all you got to do to find his page. You type in Law Nation, you will find my man and subscribe to him. And like I said, you won't be disappointed. Victor, the Raiders Cowboy game, that could be a really tough one. Derek Carr and Dak Prescott, you got to believe that, at least on paper, that's going to be one of the biggest games out there on the NFL schedule that I guarantee a lot of people are circling. And it's kind of funny how everybody says Derek Carr is that much better than Dak Prescott. But I'm not sure that he really is. I mean, by the numbers, Dak has got him beat. And he doesn't have as much time on the field. Let's see what happens this season. I think that Dak Prescott is going to be taking another big step up, having now a whole offseason to work with everybody, as opposed to coming through in the middle of training camp and never really working much with Des Bryant. I think you're going to see an incredible performance out of him this year.
Hey man, I love the critics, man, because in every position we don't have the best. The offensive line is the Eagles. The running back is Le'Veon Bell or the DJ kid from Arizona, or the quarterback. No, it's Carson Wentz, or is this the other guy? And then the wide receivers, man. It's number 13 for the Giants. It's Julio Jones, and our kicker. It's the kicker for the Ravens. He's the best kicker in the world. So everybody doubts us from A to Z, even the linebacker. John Lee, oh no, it's Luke Kuechly or somebody else. So it's never the Cowboys. We're never good at anything. Just like I looked up the stats, we had more sacks than the Giants. We created more pressure than the Giants. But no, the Giants got the best defense in the world. So it's crazy. I like this point. I like this point because we can prove everybody wrong.
Well, truth be told, though, the Giants' defense is what kept them in this past season, because it certainly wasn't that offense and Eli Manning. And I think that offense of the Giants is going to have a lot of struggles. Still doesn't have a running back, still have offensive line problems, and Eli Manning is still a turnover machine. And speaking of dumpster fires, this is going to be because we've got fans from other teams. I need to start talking about some of the other competitions and stuff. What do you think is going on with the Washington Redskins and Kirk Cousins? Because it looks like he's going to be franchise tagged again.
I mean, I love to hear this but I want them to franchise tag him twice And then I want him to do like semi good this year, and then I want them to sign him for another 5 years. And I don't even have to worry about the Eagles. I mean
The
the Redskins, however you want to call them,
But see,
Skins.
here's
I
the
don't have
thing.
to worry about them now.
But here's how this is why the Redskins to me are always a dumpster fire because they always seem to make the wrong move. This is the same thing that happened with the Washington Wizards with Juwan Howard. They had the opportunity to sign him to a $20 million contract and ended up waiting, and it ended up being they paid him $100 million. So going into this year, after paying him $19 million last year, they're paying him $25 guaranteed this year, and to keep him next year, they have to give him a 40% raise on top of it. So next year, you got to pay him either $35 million to franchise tag him or sign him to a long-term contract. With Derek Carr's contract out there, all of a sudden that price just keeps going up and up and up. And if you let him go, it's not like there's quarterbacks on the street that are ready to come in and play. What are you going to do? Sign RG3?
Right. They don't know what they're doing out there, man. As a team collectively, they're just spinning the bottle on it.
So here's to you, Redskin fans out there. Because I think it's going to be a long season for you. And Jobu is not pissed about the offseason suspensions. He understands that that's the way it is. When was the last time we didn't have offseason suspensions with the Dallas Cowboys starting the season? I can't remember. It's been so long. Matt wants to know, how much do we think Rico Gathers will play this year?
I mean, if Rico Gathers can pick up the playbook, I think he's going to be out there a lot during the red zone. Anything in between the 30 and the 40 or 30 in the red zone, he's going to be out there on the field.
Yeah, I think so too. It'll be interesting to see how big a step he takes in training camp and how well he does. And that's my son. Of course, he heard Rico Gathers. Ears just popped up, and he just hopped up and started smiling. He believes he's going to be the real deal, and that's his boy. And Mike Mosh, if you're watching, Michael wants to talk to you about getting a Dak and a Zeke jersey and maybe a Rico Gather. So he wants to know if he can get a volume discount. Okay, so shameless plug to Mike Mosh. And if you guys want to get jerseys, I get all of mine from him, like my Cowboy Joe Boo one. Look him up on Facebook and stuff. So, will Ryan Switzer start some games? I don't know that he's going to start, but I can guarantee you're going to see him on punt returns without a doubt, and you will definitely see him a lot on the field. I think the Cowboys are going to, and maybe I'm wrong, I think they're going to try and keep everybody guessing because the Cowboys have so many different weapons. We can end up being a ball control offense. We can be a dink and dunk offense if you want to, and I think we can play the long ball. And I think week after week after week, they're going to kind of do something different just to keep teams guessing. So you might see some double slots with Ryan Switzer and Cole Beasley doing X's across the middle just to try and trip people up because those guys are so small, you kind of get lost back in there and things. So look for the Cowboys. I hope and pray that they get real creative with some of this talent they have in that offense. And what do you think as far as offense? Do you think we're just going to stick with the good old, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, or do you think we're going to start getting creative?
We're going to get very creative. Switzer, he demands to be creative out there on the field. And especially if you're going with Switzer and you're going with the Cole Beasley of the worlds out there, and then you sprinkle Rico Gathers in there, you got to get creative.
Right. As far as Taco, here it is. You hear a lot of stuff because it's, OTAs, but until guys really get pads on and really start doing work, you don't really know what you've got. You're nervous for Taco still? Well, don't expect a whole lot because rookie pass rushers usually don't do that much. If you get a guy that does 5 or 6 sacks as a rookie, you've gotten gold right there. So don't think that he is going to automatically become DeMarcus Ware in his prime, his first year. What we want to look for, and I think is going to happen, is we're going to have a good rotation of really solid guys. And hopefully Collins and maybe David Irving when he gets back are guys that end up taking over games and really draw a lot more attention and open up places for other guys. How about them Cowboys to finish the night?
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about
What did he say? Donald Trump in 1984 said he felt bad if the guy buys the Dallas Cowboys that made, with the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow. Could you imagine if Donald Trump had bought the Cowboys? Okay, I don't even want to think about that. Well, we'll change the subject because It is 10 o'clock, and this has got to be the fastest hour of my day because whenever I come in here, it just time flies by. And especially when I've got Law Nation, because Law Nation, he knows what he's talking about, and he makes the show easy for me having him in. And hopefully, just hopefully, we're going to be getting together in LA during preseason and doing a show from out there. I'm working on it, he's working on it, and we're definitely working on it for you guys. I want to thank everybody who came in tonight. Came part of it. Mark Simpson, who's out in England. I hope you're still awake. If you didn't, I appreciate you starting to try and stay awake. Law Nation, you get the final words.
Man, all I can say is, man, how about them Cowboys? Go check out my channel. We got a lot of things up to come, and I see that you got a Patreon account too as well. So hey,
Yeah.
check out Mark Holmes' Patreon account so that we can get this thing going in the right direction, guys.
Thank everybody for showing up, and we'll be here Monday night as always. And just think, guys, next week we have rookies reporting. We have training camp coming up real quick. It is football season, and before you know it, it will be September, and we'll be playing the Giants and kicking their ass. Have a great night and a great weekend, and stay out of trouble.